What is up, guys? Welcome to my 23rd episode of the Ipswich Town Road to Glory career mode, and we're rounding off December with Crystal Palace, and then we're heading into the January transfer window with Rotherham in the FA Cup round 3, and then a load of other teams, Southampton, and the curse of Luton. Does it continue? Because Luton Town are a really horrible team for me to play. I don't like playing them. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this before back in League 1 when we got them in the Cup, and then we got them really early on as well in the Cup, I think, in the Championship when we got there. But either way, we have Cardiff City to play first of all, and they're kicking us off from right to left as we've got this one at home for Portman Road. And yeah, the January transfer window is now opening up, so we're looking to get that left wing back position in. We have already put in an offer for him, so he should be joining us very soon after this match, pretty much the next day. So as Monday comes, he'll be training with us, and then we'll look to play him we'll probably look to keep playing him in the league, but you know, I didn't really fancy playing him in the FA Cup game against Rotherham just because, you know, I want to give a few other players their chance to shine, and you know, we've got quite a heavy congested match fixtures coming up in January, as January always is. Well, actually, no, it's not. I mean, if you get the draw against Rotherham, or if we get the draw against Rotherham, then yeah, we'll go to an FA Cup replay, which will make it congested, and the fact that we'll have to play 3 games within like 4 days, or no, 3 games within a week basically, and it's just really insane how they don't shift the 3rd game. But it is what it is, and hopefully we don't get that draw against Rotherham, and then we can venture forwards and have 4 games this episode instead of the 5, which we will always do 5 if a FA Cup replay or Cup replay comes into play. And yeah, I think it's just much nicer. If it does, then we can obviously still get the league rolling and then try and get towards our end goal sooner, as Lucas gets Ipswich Town's 2nd and does the C celebration. As I don't really like the celebration anymore. I mean, it's become a meme and it's become a joke, and you know, obviously we'll just do it for the banter, but yeah, we won't do it anymore. Cardiff City with a really close shave on that header, just skimming the top of the bar and top of the net as well, and hopefully we can get our lovely little counter-attack on the 90th minute as Harris gets played in. Can he score against his former team? And that was an undoubtable question. Of course he can. Cardiff City really ruined the chance that they should have kept him, but 33 goals in 20 matches for Harris, and that's insane, as all our strikers get on the score sheet today at Portman Road. And yep, as I said, our left wing back has arrived after this match, and here he is. Obviously we're not showing his face just yet. There is his name, Giles, and coming from Wolverhampton Wanderers. Obviously he's a 74 rated left wing back in our career mode save so far. So yeah, Wolverhampton Wanderers left wing back, 4 million. It's pretty much most of our budget that we've spent on him, and hoping that he'll be a really good pick going forwards. But obviously doing a massive rotation in this match, obviously picking Joe Pigott, who we've never actually played before. I think he was on loan at Rotherham. I can't remember where he was on loan, but that doesn't really matter anymore because we have had an offer from Preston North End for him for about 620,000, and I think playing players that you want to sell actually helps getting a transfer, because then other teams see them play well, and then they decide to go in for them and think, you know, they look like a good player, we want to buy him. And Preston North End have submitted a transfer request, and obviously we've duly accepted. I've not decided to negotiate it at all. I've just thought, you know what, I will just accept this because he's our 5th choice striker at the moment. I mean, I've got Bowden, Lucas, Harris, and I think there was another one. Actually, I think that's only 3, to be honest. And there was probably another one. I can't remember who the other one was, but yeah, we might look to bring in a 4th striker just in case we need to rotate some things around. But you know, we've got some really good youth strikers coming through the academy, so even if we do sell them and we need a replacement really quickly, we can just call up one of our youth development strikers, and yeah, we can look to play him. As you see here, Lucas brings us to an FA Cup replay. So the dreaded fixture congestion has happened, and obviously 2-2. That is how the first leg is going to end up. And you know, Chaplin and Lucas getting the goals for what we need. Lucas really helping us out, keeping us alive for the FA Cup dream. And now we're going to play the replay away here at Rotherham. We're going to have a changed in lineup. Obviously, we did have a heavy rotated side, but now we're going to look to rotate the defence a little bit and rotate the midfield a little bit. We're not going to play our full starting 11. We want to play, you know, a mixture of the lads that just played and a mixture of the lads that are our first team squad that, you know, should help bridge that gap where we can end up winning the match. But you know, Walton's still in the net, but he didn't want to dive there as Rotherham get the first goal to make them go 1-0 in front. And it's not the start that we wanted. Can we bounce back from this as Christensen intercepts, plays in Harris. Harris then finds Knight. Knight then tries to find Lane, who does, and Lane, is he going to have a shot? No, he plays in Harris, really nice ball, but drives him out a little bit wide. Davis into Bowden. Bowden turns, shoots, and that is why he is top goal scorer in the English Football League Championship, as he proves his point once again. And I'm really thankful that, you know, now we're in this point of January, and I can safely say Bowden has signed a new contract with us. He's signed a 4-year deal, so he will be sticking around for the foreseeable future, and I don't think he will be going anywhere anytime soon, unless a ridiculous offer comes in at like 50 odd million, where it's just, I can't really see that being a figure that we would turn down. I mean, even if we had 60-70 million, we wouldn't really turn that down at all. We'd probably look to get in another striker that is, you know, somewhat the same rated but a little bit cheaper, as Wes Burns, a cheeky little shot on the near post. Keeper didn't know what to do, so he just stayed still, but beaten at the near post, not how a keeper should be beaten at all. And here is the 2-2. Can we do anything, as Edmondson, really good tackle, and Walton with a really good save as well. And obviously Rotherham coming out of a corner here, and all they're going to do, it's not really going to get anywhere near, as we're going to deflect it, going in for a slide tackle, not really standing well. Walton forced to make a really good hand save, as we're playing some really good last minute here in the last half of extra time. Yes, it has gone to an FA Cup replay in extra time. Please, I really do not want to go to penalties, as Connor Chaplin picks the ball up in the middle of the pitch. Kamara put into left wing back position. I think at this point we really made the formation really weird. We went into like a 4-4-2 formation or something like that. But there we go. Connor Chaplin with Ipswich Town's third goal, and surely that is going to put us through to the next round of the FA Cup, but we will have to wait and see, as we are in the second half of extra time, and what can happen. Can we get another one to secure the place? Bowden one-on-one with the keeper, and yes, there we have it. Ipswich Town 4, Rotherham 2. and surely that is it. There is no coming back for Rotherham now, and it must be the end of Rotherham's time. As can we get another one, or can we just hold off? This is 10 minutes to go. Backman gets in, Wolfton comes onto the pitch, tackles it to stop them from scoring, but while Rotherham still have the ball and they find it a third goal, and now I can still squeaky bum time really here. It's 8 minutes left to go, but fortunately we see the match out and we are progressing through to the next round of the FA Cup. And here we are coming up against Southampton in the third match of this episode, and next after this one we have the controversial curse of Luton Town. But let's see what we can get against Southampton, former Premier League sides. Obviously we all know if a team gets relegated, they've probably not been up to the mark, but as we're sitting pretty top of the league, in good fine form, shall we say. I'll say fine form. We drew against Rotherham in the FA Cup, for Christ's sake, so it's not really that fine, and we lost against Portsmouth the last time out, so the swings and roundabouts, hey. But can we keep up the form against our Premier League side? Because going against Crystal Palace and Bournemouth, we won against those two, as Giles comes in and makes his mark as trying to get his first goal for the team, but keeper parries it out for a corner, but then nothing gets made of it. And what a ball from, I want to say that was Kamara into Harris, and that is Ipswich Town's first against Southampton. And yeah, that was Kamara into Harris. That really wasn't expecting that to get across to the goal side, but it does, and Christensen plays into Burns. Burns whips it in. Almost a really nice header from Kamara into the back of the net, but the keeper forces a save and pushes it out wide, and Wolfton clears it. And coming against Southampton, I thought, this is going to be a really, really tough game, but figuring out, 1-0 really early on, and Bowden bringing it up 2-0 in the 35th minute. It's quite settled, and it's quite nice to, be this comfortable against a Premier League side. I'm really hoping that, when we get into the Premier League, this is the sort of football we can play. Obviously, against the higher top six, hopefully that's, a bit of a competition, shall we say, and then hopefully we can, get into the European Conference League within the first season. But trying to win every single cup, got to win the Conference, Europa League and the Champions League. Hopefully we don't just go straight into the Champions League, because if we do, we're going to struggle massively in the second season of Premier League. But if we do make it into the Champions League and we can make it far on, who knows, if we win it, then that's pretty much the end of the career mode, because that's what we wanted to do, is win the Champions League. And if we win the Champions League, then I'm pretty sure we can win the Premier League. So we'll just have to wait for those future episodes, and that's how it's going to end. A nice 2-0 victory against Southampton. And now is the match that I've been dreading. I completely forgot to play this match after I finished the Southampton one, and there is a reason why I probably forgot, because I didn't really want to play this one at all. I was like, right, Luton Town, we've lost against them pretty much every single time we've played them. We haven't won every single time we've played them in this career mode. Can we break that duct? Can we not? It's looking, the score is not in our favour. The ratios aren't in our favour at all. But we're keeping possession nicely, and Harris levels it up into 1-0, 4th minute in, and yeah, that is a really good start. And I was thinking to myself when I was playing this match, 1-0 up, 4 minutes in, this is going to be a nice and easy game. This is nothing. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? Hopefully nothing. Christensen plays it into Knight. Knight has a shot, but their keeper with a really good save, and Lane on the ball here gets taken out viciously, but somehow it's not a free kick, and that is just a catalyst of what's going to happen as Greaves gets beaten for the first time this match, and Luton come 1-1, getting it level. And you might start to see a bit of a running theme here of Greaves, you know, not playing the best. Look, he just got beaten there once again, and it's obviously going to get beaten again for the third time in a row. And I didn't really clock onto this at all during the match. I've only just clocked onto it in the post editing for this match. I probably should have substituted Greaves off and brought Ndaba on, as Ndaba would have been the much better player, as Greaves gets beaten for the fourth time. And Luton, look at that, Danny Ward saves it, but it just dribbles into the back of the net, making it Luton Town 3, Ipswich Town 1. My God, as soon as that third one went in and Greaves just couldn't get the ball and clear it off the line, I was just like, it's all over. It is literally all over, and the curse in my head is still there, as Wes Burns couldn't sneak it in to the near post yet again, and Daniel Lane has a curl of a shot but can't find the back of the net, and that is how the first half will end. Christensen will then, or Wolfton will tackle, Christensen picks up the ball, and then Ipswich Town plays it into the final third. Bowden tried to find Harris, but obviously couldn't find him, and then Bowden picks it up again and makes it Ipswich Town 2, Luton Town 3, and it was at this point I was like, yes, come on, we can get something out of this game, we can get a draw, we can get a fourth and try and hold Luton Town off, as you know, they've been quite a really tough team to break down. But you know, Bowden tries to find Giles, as Bowden does find Giles once again. Can Giles get his debut goal? Yes, he can. Giles is a really quality player, if I must admit. A really good find, a really good buy from Wolverhampton, and you know, I'm sure Wolverhampton will regret selling him when we come up to face them, and he's our starting left wing back. But you never know. We could Wolverhampton Wanderers could get relegated, and we could not see them, or we just could, you know, not get promoted. As Alessi gets beaten here, and look at Greaves. What is he doing? What is Greaves doing? He's coming over, not following the man that's in the middle of the box, because Wolfton's already got beat. He's beaten by Adebayo, and Greaves gets beaten for the 5th or 6th time in this match. It's madness that I did not pick that up, and you know, I think from watching this, I think in the next episode Greaves will not be starting. He'll be on thin ice. We'll have Ndaba or Alessi starting, as you know, that's definitely not good defending at all. Gets beaten in the air and gets tripped up, and he's out of position now. Wolfton has to cover, and Alessi is trying to cover the space, but he gets beaten by a Panzu, and then Danny Ward is just left in a 1v1 situation where Luton Town scores a 6th goal. A 6th goal. 6-3. What has happened? No, sorry, not 6-3. 5-3. But as you can see here, Greaves gets beaten once again, and at least Danny Ward made the save, but we're in the 90th minute here, and Greaves gets beaten once more and still gets beaten, and Alessi gets beaten as well. And yeah, Luton Town 6, Ipswich Town 3. And yeah, Greaves on very much thin ice now. He's been really good during the start of the season. It's just fallen off the cliff a little bit. I mean, obviously we'll still keep Greaves, but like, you know, Ndaba or Alessi. Alessi's got the better potential, so you might start Alessi to bring his potential up a bit. But 6-3, the curse of Luton Town still continues, and as soon as we get into the Premier League, I really hope we don't come up against them in the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup, because I don't want to be knocked out. I kind of want to go through. So hopefully Luton Town aren't in the FA Cup still. We can beat our next opposition, which looks to be a Northampton, a League 2 side, so we should absolutely demolish them. And obviously the next few games, Cardiff, Mill and Blackburn as well, following that after the Preston match. And as I say, Preston purchasing Joe Pigott, and we are still sitting pretty at top, though losing 4 games really isn't what we would have wanted. 15 points ahead of Norwich and Bristol City alike. But I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy, like and subscribe, and comment, whatever. Thank you very much. Bye bye.